Radio.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the adventures of Danny and Mike. Let's get them up here on stage. Mr. Danny Tamborelli. There he is. And Mr. Michael C. Morona.
Yeah.
That was very great timing, fellas. Nice work.
Yeah, we
Song ended.
we always have good time.
You nailed it.
Know? Right when the song ends,
We're
our
there.
asses are in the seats.
So how was everybody?
That's what happens when you're child actors. You learn
Muscle
how to do
memory.
Shit. Muscle memory.
You put the butts where the butts go.
Don't you move. Now you stay in that spot, and we're gonna feed you crackers, and you're gonna say you enjoy them.
What you were saying earlier about roping your childhood friends into friendship by giving them extra
Hey,
background
man, you
shots.
do what you got to do when you're a new kid in a new town. I don't care if I was on TV. When you're the new kid in
They
the
didn't
new
care
town,
either.
They didn't give a shit. They were like, "Who's this fucking new kid?" So you know what I did? I said, "Hey, I'm on a TV show that shoots in New Jersey. We're in New Jersey. Do you want to be in the show?" And I did. I got a field trip out of it, and I took them to a taping of Pete and Pete. And guess what? I got friends. So, yeah, you guys can clap for friends. That's fine. Thank you.
This is the only time.
You know what? It's the only time I get that kind of
This is the only time
feeble applause.
a kid
for
has
that.
not gotten paid for. No, they didn't return their permission slip for the field trip.
Yeah, there's the W-9 form and a signed release.
So you had to bribe your way to friendship.
That's
is what
actually
you
why
said.
the third season of Pete and Pete is not available.
You
It's
didn't do
because
all the
those
paperwork.
kids didn't sign those fucking releases.
I feel like this is the second time that you've used the Pete and Pete angle or the Pete angle for something that's not like I would use it for like let's say getting a free plasma screen or what was this back in the day?
Plasma.
L-E-L-E. Yeah, there you go. And you just use it to get friends on the show.
Yeah, well, you
Seems
pick
you
and
should
choose
aim
your
higher.
battles, okay? I got in trouble in the state of Maryland, and the police officer that arrested me recognized me after the fact.
Not during.
No, when I had to go back to Maryland to go in front of a judge, the guy's like, "Why didn't you tell me you were on Nickelodeon? I love Pete and Pete." I was like, "What the hell, man? Like you couldn't have just thought about it for another 30 seconds before you put me in the back of the patrol car?" That's
Eventually,
unfair.
he squashed it down to a seatbelt violation.
I mean, he did help in the end, but it was a long 3 months and a 3.5 hour car ride to Maryland.
Oh boy.
Dan's a terp now. He had to terp up on that trip. He kind of.
You want to?
Yeah, I think. Thanks so much for coming out. By the way, let's give everybody a round of applause. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Who came out who wasn't already going to be here? You're already here. Nobody came out.
Thanks,
Thank you. Thank you.
To Dustin, to everybody at Farrell, everybody with an @farrell.com email address. We could probably say.
Yeah. Anyone that has an at Farrell.
And then everybody's helped out so far. We really
Attendance
appreciate
was compulsory for them. Hey, John.
it. But part of our show that we do is we like to take a look back at some of the commercial roles or basically the roles when you guys were kids, right? So that's what we're going to do.
Well, we haven't had any roles lately, so it would have to be something
Wow.
from when we were a kid.
Did not mean to bring that up.
Wow.
I probably should have phrased that differently.
I'm sorry, Michael. I was a voice in GTA 5 recently, so thank you. It's not like it is full, head to toe balls
Ping pong.
suit on.
Yeah,
and
balls.
I'm doing the whole thing. It's not real face though, but it is because it looks like me.
Did you have?
So what have you done lately?
Did you have a wire work team on that when you were doing that stuff?
No.
Is it because they don't exist anymore, or because you didn't have one to begin with?
I'm not allowed to answer those questions
Wow.
because I want to still keep getting. Oh, I'm not getting paid anymore, so it doesn't matter. I'll tell you everything.
Well, how about we go to one of these videos? What do you think? You guys want to see?
You're the guy with the button, so
You guys want to see some old crazy '90s
I don't
clips
think you
here?
do. I don't
Let's go
think
for
you
it.
do. I don't think you should. Can I stand right here?
In the
the day a son comes to work for his father.
I don't even want to be in this stupid business.
Oh, that's right. You want to be an author.
You see what he does, Tyler? Just because I want to write.
I was thinking, you guys could sell a ton more inventory if you use the internet. And all you gotta do is write up a little catalog page like that. So you can write it. Each one of these clubs has got to tell a story, right?
Jerry vigorously grasped the driver in his hands.
Of course, you don't have to do it, right now.
Wow, that wasn't really that old. That looks sort of like you right now with less hair.
That sort of looks like Tyler, the drummer, actually. If we get Tyler out here. What do you want
You
me
were
to
hawking the internet. How does that guy, if you don't have the internet, how can that guy pull up his laptop and be like, here, look, you should use the internet? That was my first clue that was a bullshit commercial.
So it didn't exist, is what you're saying?
Right.
This was a commercial directed by two guys named Frank. They were both named Frank.
Wow. That's not foreshadowing, but it's weird.
We went to Atlanta to shoot the commercial because it was for Bell South, as you know. And at the time, the Wu-Tang Clan had recently opened a Wu-Wear store, one in Staten Island in Dongan Hills, I think, and one in Atlanta. So on the day of the commercial, I got some wardrobe from them. They're like, we need to make these shoes look worn out. I said, say no more. I'll take the shoes. I walked a couple of miles to the Wu-Wear store that day. I got blisters because the shoes were new.
Yeah, that's you shouldn't do that.
I bought a sports bra for my girlfriend. That was the only thing I could afford when I got to the Wu-Wear store. It was like $25 or something.
Was it like the screen printed logo, or was it?
It was screen printed. It was not embroidered.
Yeah, embroidered would be like $45.
That would have been $50. Yeah.
Trust me.
It takes a lot to make that woo.
You just did it. You just did it for nothing.
No, but I didn't embroider it.
The guy who played my dad, I don't remember anything about, and we didn't get along particularly well. So he's just like my dad.
Wait, there was a dad? There was a dad in that?
Yeah, there was.
What
a
do you
dad.
mean? Yeah,
I didn't understand the context of the commercial.
it was a father-son sporting
What did you
goods
think I was
store.
constantly annoying?
I thought you were talking to the retail handler.
That I had my own sporting goods store at age slacker, was just.
I don't know how it was the 90s, man. You could have really. I'm not sure. I just wasn't paying attention. Really.
I looked like the love child of Nick and Tyler, to be honest, in that commercial. I was Scruff City, and I was proud. And here I am today.
Look at you,
Scruff City.
I don't know what's in store for me, but.
Well, yes, we do have one for you. Let's go ahead and take a look.
It'll probably be good.
WF Wrestling Buddies. Wrestling Buddies from Tonka. Bonk 'em, bop 'em. Wrestling Buddies are looking for action.
Hey, fellas, what's going on?
Nothing, Dad.
Drop kick!
Who do you think you are?
That's Hulk Hogan!
Wrestling Buddies want to be your buddies.
Henry, what's going on up there?
Nothing, dear.
WWF Wrestling Buddies, new from Tonka. Each sold separately.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well,
obviously, more people in this audience watch wrestling than use the internet. Don't know why that resonated so much, but here we are.
Well, that I could tell that there was a dad in that.
Did you shoot
that one made perfect sense to me that there was a dad there.
Did you shoot a 2-minute version where they're like, nothing, Mom, and then Mom comes in and wrestles, and then she's like, nothing, Grandma, and then Grandma's in and wrestling?
That would have been a better sequence, I would think. But
just an idea.
No, it's just the dad.
Does this commercial take a new resonance for you after Peter Thiel, financing the Hulk Hogan bankrupting Gawker suit? Do you regret any of that?
No. You know why? Because when that commercial was over, who was taking home the Ultimate Warrior wrestling buddy? This guy.
The dad.
Yeah. No.
The dad was.
No. But I do remember that it was uncomfortable for me to get that close to the dad when I was on top of him, 2 inches from his face, saying, "It's Hulk Hogan!"
It's called cheating.
Yeah, but I wasn't. I'm a method actor, so I do it. It really upsets some other actors, but, that's their problem, not mine.
Do you still use that pillow to this day?
I don't think that wrestling buddy is still alive. Sorry. Maybe it is. Maybe it's in my parents' attic. I'll ask them next time I'm home. I'll someone in this audience, if it's there, I'll send it to you.
Wow.
I'll ship it to you.
Dude,
It'll take 5 to 7 days. I'm not shipping it quick.
You just made Zach's weekend. You did. It's like, it's done. It's done. I feel that there was a lot of, you had to like play innocent, but you weren't innocent.
Yeah and no. I mean, I was probably 9 years old there. What the director's like, okay, you guys are gonna wrestle with wrestling buddies, and it's gonna be fun, and you guys are gonna have a lot of fun, okay? And we did. We were in a fake wrestling ring, jumping around, playing with dolls.
But you were method, so you had to get your allowance from the dad first.
Yeah, how did I acquire this wrestling buddy? Was it with my own allowance, or was it with your Christmas money?
Soft toys were so much like, yeah, you couldn't get impaled by them, but you could still suffocate on them. You got to think about that when you're marketing stuff.
Right. Breathable.
In that way, Cabbage Patch dolls were like the perfect storm because you could cave someone's head in and still suffocate them with the soft part.
Right. Double duty.
In my previous life, I must have been a liability lawyer of some kind. I don't know why I'm thinking like this. I'm really ashamed.
Yeah, you took it to a weird place.
The Ultimate Warrior was a douchebag too.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So speak no ill of the dead.
Really, they just didn't have the Big Boss Man one because that's the one I wanted.
Really?
Yeah, I like Big Boss Man. Sorry. Yeah. All right. Well, that's a couple people.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
The thing is, when I saw that initially, when I pulled it, it looks like you jet in front of the other kid. Like the other kid's gonna say the line next to the dad, but you push your way in. The 9-year-old Daniel push your way in and say, no, it's Danny time. It's time to shine.
Yeah, I knew that at a young age.
In the reflection of his eyes, you can see that the cue card, someone else's name is on the line.
It says Jeffrey.
It says Jeffrey, but Dan took the line.
Reflection of the AD jumping up and down.
No, that was the good thing about being the only redhead in the commercial, because in the 90s, that was like it was the thing. To the one little kid.
That didn't work for me.
It didn't work for you?
No.
Well, I guess I was a cuter little kid. I know times have changed, but I get it. It's fine.
Are you saying that the shoe's on the other hand now?
I mean, I don't think so. Fine. Anyway. Do you have something else to say?
I was just going to say, let's give them a big round of applause for their exposing their videos.
But why? We didn't do anything. We did not merit this.
No, we gave everybody a little glimpse of what it was like to,
wrestle?
do commercials in the 90s. I just don't think yours was really young enough. I feel like you got to discard that one.
With respect, it was the 90s.
Right.
I just like when he says, I want to write, or whatever it is you want to do, which seems very, very
Clearly,
important.
I want to write. What do you mean, whatever it is? You don't have to denigrate my dream, Dad. It's not like I didn't just say for years that I want to write. You sent me to writer's camp, and now you're like, oh, what is he going to do?
He's going to describe golf clubs for a living.
Can you believe that all those people that write like music choice descriptions for the cable TV? They like yeah, like the genres.
Right.
They're in the union. They're in the union.
We had one union.
I love when you believe shit I make up.
I know, it's the worst. He is the best bullshit artist. And I've known him for 28 years, something stupid like that.
Gullible.
No, I'm
gullible.
Not gullible. You just spew so much bullshit all the time that I don't know. Maybe I stopped listening. I think that's what happened, really. I just stopped listening.
The TV brothers delivered a sweaty, tense show on Friday night. Often,
is that a music choice blurb that comes up?
Staccato instances of tension boiling between them.
As Hey Sandy plays. That's the music choice song.
Oh yeah,
the two brothers now
what channel
host
would
a
that be on?
podcast
Yeah,
where
totally
they get
90s.
mad at each other and sweat a lot.
Oh, you're doing the info for our block?
Yeah, well, because I'm in the union, so.
Guest stars, Steve Agee.
Yeah.
And Eliza
Skinner.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's very good. Yeah. Speaking of, let's get him on stage. Our guest for the evening, Eliza Skinner and Steve Agee.
Hello.
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 And you're not going to say hello?
Wrestling
That's
buddies.
messed up.
Hello.
Oh, yeah.
That was badass, dude.
Yeah, man. That's one of my proudest moments. I have to say, it's not funny. It's serious because
I believe you.
I mean,
I would have done that in a heartbeat.
right. Hey,
Yeah.
you 9 years old. What do you want to do? And I didn't care about the money. I cared about getting
That
Free
sweet,
doll.
sweet
ultimate. I guess
padding.
sweet ultimate warrior.
Free doll.
That's right.
I feel like I recognize that dad from like a food commercial or something. Maybe it's just
Probably
LA.
books.
He gets around.
He books.
He books.
General Hospital maybe did a bit role.
He books.
He books.
Yeah.
That's such an LA thing. Oh yeah, he books.
Who doesn't book?
In New York, it's not like that. It's just like you never book, and then sometimes you get it.
No,
I
then
got
you,
it.
Then you move to LA.
Well, yeah, and then you book.
I thought dying alone was my next move. I hadn't any other plans.
No, not yet.
No other plans.
Not yet.
Got a book.
Got a book. You got a book.
Then-
And you always got to ask how your pilot season's going.
That's
Yeah.
But that's all year round now. That used to be a thing.
ABB,
Yes.
always be booking.
Coffee is for bookers.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, Jeremy, you brought a pilot script out here. This
Oh yeah, I didn't know, but I was talking to Eliza that I had sent. I'm sure you won't remember
you emailed
this.
her 10 years ago.
Oh, are we gonna have here a creepy story?
Yeah, somewhat,
good.
somewhat of a creepy story.
Look, we'll protect you. Okay, if it gets weird.
There's two of us between him and.
I was a big Channel 101 fan for the LA folks out here. Yep, huge, and I decided to shoot a pilot, and it was called The Diaries of Depression, and it was about a very sad guy. And so I emailed you a script.
Was
saying,
it based
hey,
on any? Was it based on anybody we know?
Yes, yours truly, I think. Yeah,
Okay.
Pre-meds.
I thought you were pre-law.
No, I was pre-med. Pre-meds. So anyway, yeah, I wrote the script and I sent it to you. And you were very nice. You were very nice. I think you were doing some Channel 102 stuff when that existed.
Yeah.
And so you were, yeah. So I sent you a script, and it was, I'm sure for you on your end, on my end, it was like, oh, this is it. This is what's gonna do it. And then on your end, I'm sure it was like, what the fuck
How
is
long
this?
ago was
Wait,
this?
well, I don't understand. What did you send me the script for? Did you want me to just read it or to
Nope.
be in it? Or
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
But you were here.
No.
Oh, you were in
No.
New York also?
New York, yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Channel 102 days?
That was the Channel 102 days,
Oh,
absolutely.
okay. And
Yeah.
I was like, no, thank you, stranger.
I basically, yeah,
Okay.
it was very nice. I remember.
But you probably did it in a nice way.
Well,
Because
yeah.
you were scared.
Yeah.
You didn't want to upset him.
Well, no, I mean, probably not scared, but probably very flattered. But
2007 was a very different time than it is right now. I feel like I felt like email. You know, I don't even know how I got your email, to be completely honest.
oh well, you know, as a young girl with a website,
Oh, there you go. That might be.
I did get a lot of real creeps. Not that you were one, but it's hard to parse out the creeps from the people with interesting scripts. It's still true here in
I
Hollywood.
have
yeah, that
this
never
script. It's called The Diaries of Depression. I'd love for you to be in it.
Yeah, 10 years later.
It would make me feel so happy.
Oh, great!
One of the only things that make me feel happy in my life.
That's a lot.
Jeremy's
Lot of
major
pressure, lot of
breakthrough
pressure.
is, getting an email filter.
Actually, there was a guy around the same time. A guy emailed me from NYU. He was in film school at NYU and wanted me to be in his student film. And the key to it with this guy asked me to audition. Didn't offer me the part. Asked me to audition. So I was like, this seems legit.
Oh yeah, this is a
So I
challenge.
auditioned. I got the part. Shock! It was written for me, and there were no other people auditioning. And I had to go out to New Jersey to shoot this thing. And on the train, I was like, "What am I doing? This was a huge mistake." But he turned out to be a nice guy, and we're still friends. Hey.
Oh, see? Nice things can happen like that.
Had a happy ending.
Yeah. So
It would have been equally happy if you would have done the My Pilot. I'm just putting it out
Probably,
there.
yeah, I'm sure. I'm just saying. I think it's interesting that at the time I was like, oh, well, there's a hoop I have to jump through. This must be legit.
Who did you end up casting?
A friend of girlfriend of friend. Yeah.
Did she have to audition?
She got to slap me in the face. I think that was a big part of the role.
They went to network and then nothing after that.
Yeah. The one friend played a drug dealer to a squirrel, and then his girlfriend at the time played the person who slapped me in the face. So, we probably should make a feature out of it.
But wait, wasn't that
You're
person?
sorry you asked.
Wasn't that person related to someone famous? So it was sort of a. No. No. Okay, I'm trying to help you out here. I was really trying here.
No. It was. You know what? I'm telling it right now. I'm going to rewrite it tonight. I'm going to do it. I'm going to make it. Okay, I'm not.
You're going to produce the pilot tonight?
Reboot.
Yeah.
Send me the script.
Yeah, can I at least read with Eliza?
I think you all could. Yeah. I think we have. We have tons of people that could do tons of things.
I don't think this is a good idea.
Okay.
Okay,
I
good.
really don't.
Do you have the script on that computer? We should do a live read.
It's very funny because I was just trying to get into Hotmail to see if I had the email. Because I haven't logged into Hotmail in so long.
Unfortunately, your Hotmail exchange broke down on the way here.
Yeah, I probably should prep this.
You got to update that app.
Well, I do. I think when I canceled Hotmail, which is what you do, you delete every single thing in that mail, or I did anyway. Because I didn't want.
Why? Because you didn't want anyone to see the other creepy
delete.
messages that you sent to other people.
That's not it. Trying to make it weird. It's not. It was a very professional email. It's probably had the heading of.
Well, now you know. If you want to be more professional, you have to ask the person to audition. that little carrot really goes a long way. Apparently.
Let me write that down.
Steve, you must have been solicited out of nowhere.
That just made me think. What happens to all your old email accounts? Where's all those old AOL emails that I had?
There's an island.
In the 90s.
I think AOL, if you didn't say goodbye to it, I bet they're still there.
Oh, yeah. Huffington Post writers are going through them right now.
Turns over every 30 days.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Was that it? Like they would be deleted after like 30 days?
I don't know. I think they stay there forever.
State, yeah.
I'm afraid to.
Just like a bunch of dick pics out there on a server somewhere now.
Did people?
Not mine. I mean, not other people's.
People sent you a lot of dick
But they were
pics.
saved to your email nonetheless.
Yeah.
The effort that you'd have to go through to have a dick pic, then though, you'd have to like take a picture, get it printed,
Oh my God.
scan it.
90s,
Probably at work.
The 90s were brutal for porn. Brutal. Oh my God. Oh, there's her hair. There's her eyebrows.
All right.
I don't understand. Oh no.
And then your dad picks up the phone and blows your dial-up connection, and all is lost.
Maybe not the
What are you
verb
doing on the
blow.
phone?
Maybe not the verb blow. He doesn't blow it.
Well,
No, he sucks it off.
I had a
True.
photo that I used to love to masturbate to.
I think we've all got
This
one.
was like 96 or 97, and my girlfriend and I only had like dial-up, and she didn't know about this, and I didn't want to bookmark anything, so I had a piece of paper with the URL on
no.
it.
Wow. Oh,
Which
no.
the URL was like this long.
Yeah.
And it would take like 10 minutes just to type the URL and then hit send, and it, like you said, it would just slowly go from top to bottom, which would have been great if she was doing a handstand.
Right.
But it was just like, there's her hair. Go take a shower. 20 minutes later, oh, we're down to her chin. Great.
all right, we're getting
So you're
there.
like gross, hair, face. Give me those feet.
Yeah. Dan Mintz from Bob's Burgers has the funniest joke. He's like, kids have it so easy now with porn and the internet. He's like, when I was a kid before the internet, you'd have to get the Sears catalog, go to the lingerie section. He goes, nowadays, kids have it so easy, they can just go to Sears.com. Dan Mintz. One of my favorite jokes.
It's a good one.
I was a big Net Zero fan. Did you? Towards the end of when the dial-up was.
Wow. There's someone very excited.
Okay, where's the angel? Where's the angel fire
former
section?
CEO.
Give me my angel fire.
Net Zero.
Where's my GeoCities at?
But I was, poor and I didn't want to pay for internet, and dial-up was at least $14. So Couldn't do it. But if you did this net zero thing, you would get free access. I don't know if it was for a short period of time or like, but it was basically you signed in through net zero and you got free internet. But it was only good. It was just kind of like the AOL disc where you had to keep getting a new disc to get the trial service.
Free 30 hours.
Yeah. That's my net zero story.
I like the idea of an island somewhere with all that stuff, like a pile of Zen Rio players and creative.
Hey man, creative Zen. Don't. I was a late adopter to the Apple game.
Yeah.
And one of the first like iPod thing I had was like a 40 gig box called the Creative Zen Touch. And I talk shit to every single one of my friends that had an iPod because it was like, mine's bigger than yours and I've got more songs.
Wait, it was because it was physically bigger?
Well, no, it held more. There were no 40 gig
but was
iPods.
it bigger? It was a little heavier.
It was bigger. I couldn't fit it in my pocket. I could not fit it in my pocket.
Cool.
And at that time, it was still cool to wear baggier pants.
Sure. So you slid it down in those Jenkos.
Yeah, and it's still getting
gallon of milk on one side.
Sliding into those Jinkos, yeah, great. But let's not bring that up because that was I had it for so long, and I was playing a show in Brooklyn, and I jumped up onto the stage for a sound check, and it flew out and just hit the concrete, and I was like, oh, it's over. And it wasn't over. It kept playing. And I got on the subway and I listened to it all the way home. I was like, yeah, this thing's fucking awesome. It took such a good tumble. It's still rocking. Batteries died, never turned on again. Wow. And it was a false sense of security of being like, if I had only plugged it in that night, who knows what had happened.
Yeah.
And I kept it on life support.
Is that an existence they really want, though? Like, isn't it cruel? Is it really Zen to keep the Zen alive, having done that? Plus, you also are supposed to have no possessions. And no desire. You're supposed to have no desires.
Okay, they could have had a different name, Michael. I get it. Great.
Just saying.
What do you do with your old computers?
Oh God,
I've got a bunch of old laptops, and
I'm scared to do anything with them.
I can't power them up and see what's on them anymore, but because the power adapters don't work.
But what if you need to and can figure out a way to? And what if you give them away and someone opens them up and is like, "That's a dumb short story," you know?
I was thinking about something a little more horrific, like, "Oh my God, what's he doing?"
You haven't read the short stories.
Okay, gotcha. Fan fiction.
Nothing but.
In my old computer is like 5 verses worth of my own lyrics to the Mr. Softies song. The Mr. Ice Cream truck song is like my own lyrics because it played like every 10 minutes in the summer of 2002.
Do you remember any? I have one. But I think
it was about the Iraq War. It was that long ago. Yeah,
it was.
The Persian Gulf.
Yeah.
I had a boyfriend who was trying to find a better MP3 player than an iPhone and an iPod, and ended up singing, "I want an MP3 player so I can play MP3s" to him to tease him, and now I think of that all the time. That the Real Cars song doesn't exist for me.
That sticks with you.
Yeah.
It's just. So I'm
were you
saying,
dating Weird Al?
No, he wasn't impressed with it. I was like, man, I'm so fucking good at parody songs. God damn it. I am very good at parody songs.
She's an amazing singer, by the way.
You could tell.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
I mean, do you want to sing something now?
Yeah. I think the floor is over to you.
I think it's a competition right now.
In my pants and in my butt or around. That's all I got. I said, you don't know where. Hold on. It's coming around. You don't know where my hands have been, but still you eat my ice cream. And I repeat that again.
His name is Mr. Softy.
Yeah.
Oh, the lyrics from back then are so dumb. They're just like softy, softy.
Yeah, they're not complex stuff like you don't know where my hand has been.
That that was him. That was in his computer.
No, I know.
Not mine.
That's what I'm saying. But that's where my brain goes when I hear the song. And then down, in the pants and all.
Yeah, well, I do remember they used to have stories. The story was that or maybe this was true, that the guys in those ice cream trucks, like, they never left to go to the bathroom, so they just had buckets full of pee in the trucks.
Oh my God! I used to live in Studio City, and one day I was sitting in my room, and I was on the computer at my desk, and I looked out the window. I was on the ground floor, and one of those janky ice cream man truck. It wasn't even a truck. It was, you ever see the ones where they're driving a van, and it's like faded and rusted, and it's just got shitty ice cream
like
stickers on it.
Yeah.
Used to be a knife sharpening van.
It stopped right outside. It parallel parked on the street right outside my apartment. The guy got out of his van and just took a piss on you right in front of my apartment building.
Wow. I was thinking that he was going to start dumping buckets into the drain. Just buckets.
He comes in with buckets. Can I use your freezer?
You mind if I do? Yeah.
So to be fair, you did dodge a bucket.
Yeah.
I was in Ocean City, New Jersey a couple weeks ago, and I forgot that on the Jersey Shore. Yeah, it's okay. I'm glad that you
have to bring your own bucket.
No, at the Jersey Shore they have ice cream people that will come, not on the beach, but they'll pull out of their van and they'll bring a bell.
Yeah.
And they just go to the beach and go ding 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 ding, and then you see just a ton of kids without parents running towards this guy. I'm like,
not cool.
Oh, fucking Jersey, man, still living it up.
In hindsight, not a wise move.
I mean, you just a bunch of children unattended, like the Pied Piper, the guy with the bell, and they just go running away. Parents are still sitting on the beach. They don't really give a shit.
Fuck it.
I gave him $3. You better come back with a
change.
bomb pop.
He's got to come back with change.
Yeah.
3 minutes of peace.
That's all you get.
I locked myself out of my apartment one time, and the ice cream truck came by, and I was like, so bummed out and sad because I was locked out, and I was like, Eliza gets a treat. I get a Choco Taco. Haven't had one in years.
Yum.
Got a Choco Taco. Turns out Choco Tacos suck. That
Really?
was a real bummer. Yeah,
Right on.
I was really like, this is going to be great. No, just stale all the way through.
There's a secret strawberry taco.
No.
I don't know.
I don't know if that's accurate.
You are making that up.
No, it's not. No. Well, our good mutual friend Brendan swears by it, and I have never had any proof.
Next time you get a Klondike bar and throw it through your window, and then you can reach in and open up the door and get in.
Wait,
Next time you get a Klondike bar,
okay.
throw it through the window,
Right.
then you can reach in and open up the door and get back in your apartment.
That's not
Great
a good
plan.
advertisement for Klondike bars.
What would you do with the Klondike bar?
Break into my
Break into
apartment.
my apartment?
Thank you. Straco?
No, the strawberry chocolate taco was a thing.
I don't think it was
You were
strawberry
saying-
chocolate. I don't
You
know.
were lying. Straco.
I said I didn't know the abbreviation, but I'm pretty sure that it was a real thing.
I'm always shocked when people choose strawberry treats.
Really?
Oh yeah.
What about those shortcake
Because there's
crunch
chocolate
bars?
treats
Those are amazing.
everywhere. Why
So
would you pick?
what is that? Does that mean you don't care about Neapolitan then?
I think
No, you eat the chocolate part.
Neapolitan was kind of
You
like
eat
a way
that
to
one
give
straight.
everybody.
We only eat one. When I get Neapolitan, I only eat 1/3.
No, it's a way to give everybody
All right.
a trophy. It's like, oh, we got all this strawberry left over. Well, let's pack it in with all of this,
Yeah,
and that
when-
way we can parse it out.
When I was a kid, we would get Neapolitan ice cream just as like a money saver option thing for birthday parties, because if you picked one flavor, then you picked it for everybody.
Shotgun approach.
Yeah, but
Cover your bases.
Neapolitan, you could scoop out of one or the other. We never did the across.
Neapolitan.
Yeah.
I have a friend, by the way. He was writing on a TV show, and somebody in the writing staff had a birthday, and so they for his birthday they bought a cake from one of those hipstery artisanal cake cupcake stores.
Cakeries.
Yeah, one of those
was it a
really
food truck?
high-end cakes.
Half caked.
And everyone who ate the cake got fucking hepatitis.
No, that's the worst thing. Oh my god.
Hepatitis A,
which is the worst one.
No, C is the worst one. This one, but it's because it had strawberries on it, and
See, another reason. Don't pick strawberry.
yeah.
Chocolate or maybe lemon.
Hepatitis cannot live on chocolate, people. Take this to your grave.
This
okay?
strawberry fondant tastes good.
Fondant never tastes good.
No, fondant's disgusting.
Yeah, fuck fondant.
No.
Yeah.
What's this podcast about?
It's about
Diabetes.
nostalgia.
We're hitting all the
We're hitting
diabetes.
fondant that was on the list to talk about.
Remember?
When there's on a set when you they have Dollar Day, right? So at the end of the week, everybody can throw a 5 in or a 10 in. I'm gonna go back to the ice cream thing because I like ice cream. So basically, I won the Dollar Day, so I won $500.
Gambling.
So out of the kindness of my heart, I was like, I'm getting an ice cream truck for the crew, which in theory is great until the key grip found a nut in his ice cream, a bolt in his ice cream. And then it kind of ruined the whole thing for everybody. So
He had a bolt allergy.
Wait, yeah. What kind? Was it a Brazil bolt, or what kind of a bolt was he allergic to?
I tried to make the case that it was free and he shouldn't care, but it didn't fly.
Bolt?
Yeah, it didn't fly.
Big metal bolt. That's bananas.
Yeah, I don't know how he couldn't hear
bananas
it.
would have been nice.
Where was that?
There were no bananas in the ice cream.
Where did you hire this ice cream truck?
Queens. Yeah, Queens, New York.
That was your first problem.
That seemed like something that we would have tried to do, and then we didn't.
What?
Hire an ice cream truck.
No, instead we went to Austin, Texas, and we got to slang ice cream out of ice cream trucks for money.
Fake ice. Fake ice.
It was fake ice.
It was like
What's
just,
fake
So-
It was like
so-
all food coloring and
On Pete and Pete, there's this guy, Mr. Tasty, who was very much like
Yeah.
Mr. Softy, and we decided that we thought it'd be fun for the podcast if we went around like somewhere hipstery in like Williamsburg or something, and we were doling out ice cream, and then we realized it's $500, and we're like, we're not spending
Also in New York-
$500 on this podcast right
also
now.
in New York, ice cream guys beat each other up.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, if
in New York,
you're in
ice cream
there,
guys beat each other up.
You
It's
can't
that.
be in
Underground?
someone's zone.
Like, have you seen the beginning of Assault on Precinct 13?
It's like the Nick.
Like that, but in New York.
Did you ever watch the Nick? That Steven
the show?
Soderbergh
Yeah.
show.
About
It's set in a
cutting people
hospital
open.
in New York in 1901.
Yeah.
And the ambulance drivers, they were horse and carriages, would get into physical fights over patients because the
They're worth
ambulance
money,
drivers
right?
got paid for the people they brought in, they weren't on a salary.
So they'd like try to grab people from each other?
Yeah, so they would show up with baseball bats going, "You're not taking this fucking guy with
They're
the
like
broken
those guys
leg."
outside
Please
of
just
comedy.
help me.
Yeah.
The barkers outside
Quiet,
comedy
you.
clubs.
I'm not
Yeah.
finished.
So
I'm
if-
getting this sale.
If they hobbled someone, did they get to take them in?
Probably.
I'm drumming up
just do
business with
that.
this.
Wow.
Job
Oh, yeah.
security. Yeah.
Hey, isn't that Frank? Isn't he the other ambulance guy? Yeah, he's sick now.
Went to the what happened to him?
He got into a fight with a baseball bat. Because that's how people in 1901 spoke in New York. Yeah.
Yeah, 23 Skidoo.
It was.
It was the bee's knees. Yeah, I know.
1901, bees knees.
Is it later than that?
I think that was the Roaring 20s
Ah, the bee's knees.
or 30s.
Probably
maybe.
23 Skidoo was also.
23 Skidoo.
That was on 23rd Street when a breeze went by and it blew up the lady's skirts.
Is
Is that really
true?
what a 23 Skidoo is?
Is that true?
It's true.
Holy
Learn something
shit.
new every day.
You learn something new. I'm 48 and I just learned something
23
that will
Skidoos
never
about-
serve me.
Don't be fooled, people. The perverts would gather by the Flatiron Building because the wind would
That's what I
force the
said.
skirts up, and the cops would come and say to all the perverts,
Skidoo.
"Skidoo." They
Why
wanted.
not 23 skedaddle?
It's like those guys who
it's
hang
the
out in
23rd
Union
Street
Square and
Skidoo.
look up women's
23
skirts.
scram.
I bet it started with skedaddle, and
Yeah.
then they got sick and tired of saying it, and they just chopped it
Skidoo.
off, just as we do with language in general. Make it easier.
Here's
Cut
something
it
I
down.
learned that I didn't know until I was very much older. Cigarettes mean little cigars.
Yeah.
Cigarette.
ETT means little. Cigarette means little cigar.
Wait, so Etta
What about
James means Little James?
Yes.
Is that what that means? Because I've been working
That's
on that.
She was
Confusing.
tiny.
Tiny James.
So does-
It means Tiny James.
So does INA, right? So like ballerina is like little baller.
Little baller.
Yeah, Little Baller.
They are tough. Those girls are fucking.
The Rock's kid, Little Baller.
Little baller.
My last name is Tamborelli, which is basically little drum in Italian.
Nice.
Yeah.
Little
just
drum.
saying. I just wanted to get in there. That's all.
There's a great masturbation joke in there, but I can't think of it right now. So
You
I'll
can't
leave it to
beat it.
Professionals.
Yeah. beat that little drum.
What are you kids doing up there? Playing with your wrestling buddies? No, I'm beating my drum.
Parumpa pum pum.
Nothing, Dad.
Drummer boy.
Nothing, dear. Nothing, Grandma. Nothing, great grandma.
You really, really like it. You really like stringing that along.
Just like too many
It's hitting the skins, right? That's
Hitting
the
the
joke.
skins.
Hitting the skins?
Yeah.
Jacking off your dick. That's the
Sucking each other off.
I've never heard anybody say that when they're talking about playing
Rubbing
the drums.
your dick.
Nobody has said jacking each other off when they talk about playing the drums. So you're a musician.
I'm a drummer.
Yeah.
Keith Moon.
I've never
Yeah.
heard that. I've never heard this. You're a drummer. Yeah, I'm just, in the other room jacking each other off.
Yeah.
No, that is a real. If you've got a back line, you don't have to bring your whole kit. You just jack each other off.
What if it's girl drummers?
I'm a girl drummer. You use the terminology that the industry has approved. You can't fight it all.
So if there's a couple of drummers and you drop something and the other drummer is there, do they reach around and pick it up for you, or?
See what you did there.
I don't. They reach around and then they suck you off.
Suck you off.
Yeah. It's
Dirty business.
Too much?
No.
Don't challenge me. I won't let you win.
There we go.
challenging.
That was it. That was
Nobody's
the,
challenging.
That was the no. We call them natural pauses.
Natural pauses.
Yeah,
I like that.
yeah.
He died of
Natural pauses.
He died of
He just
natural
did
pauses.
Natural pauses.
He couldn't stop talking. Jeremy, you must have something. Don't you have a dream?
He's still looking for that script.
No,
How long are you guys out here for?
Till the 16th.
Another 45 minutes or until people leave.
Did you come out here to do podcasts?
We came out here to do this. I can't believe it's not going so well as I thought.
I think it's going great, right?
Yeah. Jeez.
It's a good group.
Yeah.
Thank you, Steve.
Yeah.
It's a lot of light complexion with freckles up here, and I'm really happy about it.
No freckles. I just
You got that one.
You got a couple.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I think of those as beauty marks or moles. Yeah. I just stay real pale and then turn real red.
Yeah, I know that feeling very well.
Pomodoro.
Yeah. I went to Italy once and I got very sunburned and they all call me Pomodoro. I was 14 years old. It did not go over well. It was not okay.
That's awesome.
And then after I was red, they joked about how before I was mozzarella and now I'm Pomodoro.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, this can't get any more Italian. I'm just gonna go walk into the Mediterranean Sea now and.
You're like, I can't wait to be a grown up.
I'm gonna float.
Like, no, it was the time. It was like very 14 years old. It was a little.
The
and
worst.
It was my first time away from my family, in another country. I was there for 6 weeks, and so it was
Just by yourself?
Did you
no,
fuck?
it was with my friend's family, but we went all through Italy, and it was totally fine all the way through Italy. I didn't get sunburned, everything was cool. Then we get to Sicily, and then I get fucked up by the sun, big time. It's that African sun, man. I forgot.
Were these
It's
adults
Sicily.
calling you that?
Yeah, they were grown-ass adults calling me that.
Not just mean kids.
No, there were no mean kids. No, one.
They had all
one
been
mean
killed
kid. No, one mean
in
kid.
vendettas.
Because I'm a chubby guy. One mean kid called me puerco, and I was like, I know what that fucking means. I know that you called me a pig. And I couldn't tell if that was because I was fat like a pig or if I was just,
Pink.
a pig.
Oinky.
Or maybe it was before I was fully red and I was
Just a
pink.
little pink.
I had just gotten hit by the sun before I fully turned red. So maybe it wasn't as bad as I thought.
When I was 14.
Thank you, Eliza. Yeah.
I was in Hong Kong when I was 14, and me and my friend, who was also 14, we were in this skyscraper of a building, and we were coming down from the observation deck, and it was like a long elevator ride too. And we get in, and it's me and him, just these two white boys, and 5 or 6 Chinese businessmen. They're all in suits. They look like Reservoir Dogs. and we're going down, and they're looking at us, and they are fucking in tears laughing. Laughing. And they're just talking, they're speaking Chinese, we can't tell what they're saying, and they are fucking dying. Like, they can't breathe. And as we get to the bottom and the door opens, they turn to my friend, and they point at him, and one of them goes, "A fat boy." And they walk out. Fat boy.
I feel like those days have to come to an end at some point, right? When like speech translation and being able to just open up an app and
that's universal. That's universal.
Finally,
like there should be a Shazam for holy shit! $1 billion
idea.
That's $1 billion idea. Shazam for foreign languages.
We actually
I think they have
we copyright
that.
all the ideas. we
Yeah,
have.
I don't know how well it works, but
it would be
I think,
amazing.
Yeah. I don't know.
Way to burst the bubble.
You get to the
Sorry.
We're halfway down the elevator. My friend's going, "Oh fuck, they're calling us fat boys."
Stay cool. Stay cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, make all of those trips to the salon like way more boring. Oh, when you get your nails done.
Korean nails.
Yeah, you always think that they're not different nationalities. You always think that they're talking about you, and there's no way you're interesting enough that they are talking about you. Like if you came in with horns, maybe they would be like, "This girl has horns," but you don't. You're just a regular lady, and they're like, "So anyway, back to my life," and they talk to each other about themselves. Like normal people would. I'm very jet lagged. Have we been over this yet?
No. Are you, where were you?
I was in Amsterdam.
Oh.
What if she's like, "I was in Santa Monica." I was in Santa
I
Monica.
never come to the east side or the valley.
Yes.
All week I was in Santa Monica.
Yeah, no, I was in Amsterdam and London.
Nice.
Making people laugh.
Yeah, did some shows. Did some comedy.
Do you feel like people don't take us seriously over there anymore because of our?
I don't think they have for a long time.
A long time, right?
Yeah. No, I missed going to Europe during the Obama years. I didn't really do. I guess I did Edinburgh a couple times, but that's mayhem. That doesn't count. But I went during Bush and now, and I'm like, yep, they hated us then. They hate us now. I agreed, and I still agree. Can't argue with them. They're right.
And in between, you just stayed home and soaked it up.
I realized when I was over there, I was like, that was the 8 years I didn't go to Europe.
No. Did you find yourself like not when you were there not talking out loud because you didn't want them to hear your American accent?
Oh no, I should have done that.
It's so hard to do gigs, though.
Yeah.
It's so hard to do gigs and not talk.
Yeah, exactly. Just do my mime work.
I'm not going to denigrate. I don't want to minimize that whole part of your act.
Yeah, no, they knew what they were getting into when they would come to a show. But yeah, just on the street, you're right. I should have shut up.
Shut your mouth. Fat boy.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. No, I'm just thinking when you went to the Bush era. I was in Italy when we went back to Iraq, and I was in Venice, Italy, and people had like crossed the train tracks and were like, "We're not moving," and like they wouldn't let the trains go. Everyone was pissed off, and I was like, "Oh man, if anybody comes up to me, like, I'm gonna start speaking in an Irish brogue or something. Like, I don't want to be involved in this."
Yeah.
Because people were really fucking pissed, and they were screaming at Americans to like go home and get off the train, and it got a little nutty.
There were. I remember this trip. I was walking behind some people with Canadian flags sewn onto their backpacks, and I was like,
"Harmless."
Are you? Are you really
I feel like,
Canadian?
Yeah, I feel like that's an American. I want you to think I'm Canadian move. I feel like Canadians are like, yeah, I'm just living my life. And Americans are like, oh shit. Sew this on. Don't know where I'm from.
Or I can see doing that. Going, I just don't want anyone to think I'm American. Like
That's what I'm
as a
saying.
Canadian, though.
Oh,
like,
okay.
Yeah, I don't even want to.
You have to affirmatively.
Oh, you're saying
affirmatively
a Canadian to be like,
signal
yes,
your
I am
Canadianness.
Canadian.
Yeah.
I don't even think I'm American.
Yeah.
Don't be scared.
I'm terrified of British people.
You want the King of England coming in and taking your country over? That's why you have a gun.
Do they have guns in England yet? Are the police carrying guns?
just bows and arrows.
But they didn't have the police didn't use guns for the longest time, right?
I don't think the police. I didn't see any policemen over there, but we did pass a rifle shop, and I was like, rifle shop. But it was mostly jackets. So.
Weird.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know if it was like rifle style living sort of shop or what.
Or it's like the John Wick. It's like John Wick where it's jackets
it's
with
the back.
Yeah.
Right.
Puppy finders.
Yep.
Don't mess with John Wick's puppy. Don't
kill his dog.
It's a very simple rule. Don't kill someone
I love
else's
that
dog.
movie. I love that first one.
Did you see the second one?
I did.
Did you not like it?
I liked it. I didn't like it as much as the first. The first one, I mean, he killed billions of people because they killed his dog. They killed his dog and he went on a killing spree. It was amazing.
How do you top that in the second one?
Yeah, you can. It's
Does he have a
totally
cat?
justifiable when you kill a dog.
Hear me out. Number 3, he kills a lot of dogs.
Yeah, the third one
He
that
gets
they're
very
shooting right now.
So he takes
John Wick 3
kind
is
of a heel
Alzheimer's
turn
John
there.
Wick.
Alzheimer's.
Third
He
act.
just starts going after
Yeah.
the dogs.
Third
He gets
act.
confused. Who am I supposed to be killing? Not the dogs.
This doesn't feel right.
Can you see that getting a 3-picture deal, John Wick?
They're doing a third one.
Jeremy?
Yes,
Is that true?
I just heard that they're doing a third one. So
And it's called
pitches-
John Wick 3, The Depression Diaries.
This one.
If ever a movie does huge, it's guaranteed a sequel
In Britain.
and people will always go see the sequel because the first one was amazing, and even if it sucks, because everyone went and saw it, it made so much money, they do a third one.
Right.
That's what happened with the Hangover movies. It was like, this movie was so huge, we have to do a sequel. And then everyone obviously went to see the sequel, which wasn't as good, but because it made so much money, they're like, I guess we're doing a third one.
Right.
Didn't work with Grease.
Grease.
Yeah, there's always an exception
Or
to the rule.
Gremlins. Didn't work with Gremlins either. That was in the era before this.
Right.
I wonder if people saw Gremlins 2 as much as they saw the first one.
I loved Gremlins too.
Okay.
Didn't work with Wayne's World.
They should have made a Gremlins 3. I'll
that-
make a Gremlins 3 right now. No, I don't know.
Let's do it.
Could it
I find that script yet?
I call Spike.
could it explore the?
We're going to do a quick
Gremlin
doctor
depression?
on the Depression Diaries into Gremlins 3, and we should be back
It's all on the.
in 5.
All takes place on the couch. Well, thank you guys so much for hanging out and
Oh my
talking
God, are you
and
kidding?
sharing stuff. Give us some of
Absolutely.
your
Thank you.
some of your plugs, if you have some that you'd like to share.
They've been great guests.
We've done a lot. We've done a lot tonight. We've some billion-dollar ideas, some,
Oh, I did.
some movie deals,
That
learned
someone
a
already
lot.
some
stole.
independent TV projects.
Yep.
The dream is still alive.
And we discovered what ets mean.
Ets.
Little.
Yeah.
Little cigars.
Yeah.
Fucking A.
Mystery
Fucking
solved.
A.
Thank
What
you
did you
guys.
think cigarettes were? Did you think they were?
I just thought they were cigarettes. I never analyzed the name of stuff. Unless I'm high, I'm never like, who the fuck named this thing? I'm always like, well, that's a cigarette. I never
along.
thought of the origin, like, oh, that's a little cigar, which it is.
And then the cigarillo is just the attractive cousin.
Oh, yeah.
The cigarillo.
Aria.
Yeah, that
I
sounds
thought
like
that was just something to gut to
just like a
smoke weed
foreign
with.
friend.
You had her quinceañera, but you still have to wait, obviously, till she goes to college.
All right.
Well, I guess that's what we're gonna leave.
And on that
we'll leave
note-
on that. That's good.
Thank you. Give them a shout. Eliza Skinner, Steve Agee. Thank you guys so much.
Thank
good
you.
Yeah, thank you.
Mr. Danny Tamborelli, Mr. Michael C. Morona. Thanks to Feral Audio. Thanks to everybody that came out.
Hey.
The Adventures of Danny and Mike stars Danny Tamborelli and Michael C. Morona. The show is produced by Jeremy Balin. The podcast is part of the Feral Audio Podcasting Collective and can be found on their website at feralaudio.com. For more information on the guys, visit our website at dannyandmike.com. Also, look us up on Twitter at Danny and Mike with the and spelled out, and on Facebook at facebook.com/The Adventures of Danny and Mike. Thanks for listening.